So what are your style options if you are creating your own digital TV network? One option that does work well for a lot of people is simple interview format. You've got your microphone, you've got your guest, and you just interview them. What I recommend is keep it simple. Yeah, 3 cameras, better than 2, 2 better than 1. But for most organizations, most of the time, better off keeping it simple. Have 1 camera, you interview someone for 3, 4, 5 minutes, occasionally glance at the camera as if it's a third person there in the conversation. For most people, it's much easier to have a conversation where they're talking to someone and looking at someone. It puts a lot less pressure on the brain to remember what you're going to say, and people have a tendency to sound more natural, relaxed, and conversational. So always keep that in mind. This works especially well for big corporate communications departments because you could interview a different department head every day of the week, or certainly twice a week or twice a month. So that makes it very easy. But the downside doing interview format is you've got to schedule someone. You have to have someone else to do it. This is not practical if you are an individual solo practitioner, subject matter expert, or if you have a PR firm and your clients are not near you. So what I recommend and what I do myself is simple talking head video. I'm looking at the camera. I'm talking to you as if I'm having a conversation with one person. I'm not giving a speech, my fellow Americans. I'm not trying to act like a newscaster where I'm doing like this and reading the teleprompter. I'm just having a conversation with you. For most people, that's the easiest thing to do. Now, you can also capture video of someone giving a speech and then slice and dice it and turn it, our speech, into a whole series of 5-minute snippets. I'm not opposed to that, but then that constrains you to only creating video when somebody gives a speech. If you really want to be a news network or a news channel or create a regular news show, and those are really all the same thing when it comes to the internet, you need to have a simple, easy way of doing things on a regular basis. The simplest thing of all is to just have simple talking head video and to do it in your own in-house studio. I'll tell you more about the studios shortly in one of the subsequent videos, but it doesn't have to be fancy. This is my regular audience, regular office. There is no audience here. This is simply a TV screen with a video loop. I'll tell you more about the specifics of the technology in a moment. But when it comes to your basic style, you can also mix it up. Some interview, some simple talking head. What I would not recommend is trying to mimic 60 Minutes, because any video story you see on 60 Minutes had tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars of production put into it, months of time put into it, a whole team of editors, producers, reporters, travel. Don't try to make it that complex. Chances are you do not have the budget for that. Now, they can justify it because they still have millions of people watching it and advertising dollars to pay for it all. But if you are doing PR for a client or in-house or for yourself, there's not going to be an immediate payoff in terms of advertising. That's why I stress keeping it simple. So the simplest of all, talking directly to the camera. The simplest for most people to do without making them awkward, stiff, or nervous is to just have a conversation, a one-on-one interview.